The rope controls the bell. We have to learn to control the rope. This is the first thing that May and all of us have to learn. Now this is a help, this model. In change ringing, it's a fundamental principle that the bell starts and finishes each stroke with its mouth uppermost. It's a very delicate balance. Without that, no control at all. This is Louise, who's learning another phase of rope handling. She catches the striped woolen tuft, and she's already learned to call that a Sally. Here's Lucy, and she's moved along nicely to the stage where she rings the bell without help. In the early stages, this sometimes has its difficult moments. Now some of us are able to ring together. We've learned to follow one another in sequence called rounds. But still the silencers stay on the bells. The busy city little realizes the activity in a remote corner high above street level. Francie rings the lightest bell, the treble. It's a key job, really. She's learning to lead from the last bell in the rounds. And it's more of a problem than it would look to be, too. And the silencers have served their purpose. Now, for the very first time since we started 3 months ago, we're to hear the sound of the bells for the first time. And here goes. Not bad for a beginning, but rough, very rough in spots. We'll improve, though, especially the striking, and we'll go on practicing and practicing rounds until we're ready to learn the changes. Of course, in the beginning, it wasn't a story. That is, the scrubbing, the polishing, the repairing, and the practicing. But now that an almost forgotten sound is crashing out of the tower every week, the papers have found a story. The last of the original band of ringers passes on some subtleties culled from his years of experience. Old Frank, now nearing his 80th year, takes a pride in our youngest learner, who's only 12. This is the very thing that will interest our newspaper reporter. Let's get it straight now. For us, it's a big story and a colorful story. And because it's an unusual one, we give all the help we can. A very good story. He got it straight. And it comes off as a big story, too, for us and the city. Canada's first peal of bells is ringing again. To learn the difficult problem of change ringing, we're going to practice on handbells. And they're not quite as easy as they look either, due to the little dampers inside the bell. These keep the notes sounding after the clapper has struck the side of the bell, but it requires a knack of jerking the wrist to get it to ring at all. The idea is to enable us to concentrate on the changes and not have to worry all about the ropes and balancing that we would have to do if we were in the tower. I'm beginning to wonder, though. Well, we'll attempt rounds for a start. Treble's going, treble's gone. It's about time I tried to get the hang of what changes really are. Mike's another ringer from the old country. Mike, what's this all about? You say it's fairly simple to understand, and the first thing to master is plain hunting. That is to say, a bell, for example, number 1, the treble, systematically works its way from being the first to ring to being the last to ring. It moves in a straight line through the other bells, one change at a time.
Here we have 6 bells. Observe how number 1 will change one position with number 2. Again, number 1 will change one place with its neighbor, number 4. It continues its movement in a straight line, or plain hunt. It completes its progression and becomes the last bell. Now let's see this happen again at the normal speed of ringing.